Rovers, I would have said a surprising team selection this afternoon if we'd not seen the morning papers. Brad Friedel, of course, in goal. The back four of Stig Bjorneby on the left. Martin Taylor, we reckon, will play on the right-hand side with Niels Johansson and Henning Berg. You can tell the Spurs fans were around us here in this particular stand because they're deafening, particularly the guy with the klaxon behind me. Johansson and Berg plays the skipper today in the centre. In midfield, it's 11 Damien Duff, 8 David Dunn, 12 Mark Hughes, and 18 Keith Gillespie, and 10 Janssen and 9 Cole are the two up front. On the bench for Rovers this afternoon, Curtis, Hignett, Mann, Yordi and Miller, who's the sub-goalkeeper. I don't know if you can hear me, Stuart, or not, but it's absolutely deafening here.
Yes, it's a fantastic atmosphere, and the Rovers fans are really cheering the team on.
Are you surprised with Graham Souness's team selection?
I am surprised in midfield, but obviously we're missing two guys on Flitcroft today. Decided to play Mark Hughes. I just hope they don't get overrun in midfield in the first 15-20 minutes.
Now I reckon Spurs will play 3-5-2. Neil Sullivan on his 32nd birthday is in goal. I reckon they might play a back three of Ben Thatcher, Ledley King and Chris Perry. I think they'll miss Dean Richards though.
Yes, they will miss Dean Richards. He's a good leader, but Tottenham are a very attacking side, and it can change the formation at any time of the game.
Which could leave Christian Seeger, who missed 8 games recently because of a knee injury. He usually plays down the left. Mauricio Tirico down the right-hand side. And then really the three key players are the three in the centre, are Sherwood, Poyet and Anderton.
Yes, those three, they can pop up with a goal at any time of the game. They love getting forward, and they are a very attacker-minded side, and just Rovers don't get overrun the first 15-20 minutes.
Les Ferdinand and Teddy Sheringham, the two up front. Sheringham will drop deep. He's the Spurs skipper. And on the bench for Spurs, Rebrov, Keller the goalkeeper, Everson, Davis, there goes the klaxon again, and Gardner. And it's almost 3:05, so it's high time we got underway. Graham Poll kicks us off, and as I said, Taylor playing on the right-hand side of defence. It's 5 that Rovers get off to a good start here. Tirico down the right-hand side. As I mentioned earlier, we've got Spurs fans up behind us, so I'm sure if Spurs are attacking, you'll pick that out straight away. Tim Sherwood, the Rovers connection, of course, with that championship-winning team back in 1995. And the smoke's just about dissipating on the far side. And here's Seeger, who had a pretty unhappy spell at Liverpool. And I think in the end, Stuart, that Gerard Houllier wasn't too sorry to see him go.
No, I just think he had a very unhappy time. He wasn't happy sat on the bench, but Christian Seeger on his day is a very exciting player.
Right, the Spurs numbers are very easy to pick up. The Rovers numbers, of course, on the blue and white halves, not quite as simple. See us Sherwood now. Spurs with the early possession. Seeger down the left-hand side. Brings Taylor inside with him. We played a minute. Berg clears. And the first touch for Andy Cole. Getting booed by the Spurs fans. And Gillespie down the right. And I know when we're talking about this coming down to the game through the pouring rain this morning, Stuart, you were very, very keen that Gillespie played today.
Yes, I think Gillespie, if he can get at Ben Thatcher's been out for quite a bit of the season. I'm sure Gillespie, if he gets a good run at him, he could cause him problems.
As I say, I think Spurs have settled into a 3-5-2. Now Rose with the first chance really to come forward. Taylor's ball in, and Ledley King should clear. We talked about this wonderful stadium. It is wonderful inside. The pitch isn't always like that though, Stuart, particularly, you know, it's such a built-up area that sometimes I think they have difficulty getting some air to it, and they tend to replace the pitch a couple of times a season. Yes,
like you say, it does look a bit thin on the wings, but I think it'll still hold up very well.
Berg heads clear, and Cole heads out of play, and you can tell what the Spurs fans behind us think. I think you'd be able to pick up, Stuart, wouldn't you, that we were sat with the Spurs fans if you didn't know.
Yes, they're all right behind us, aren't they?
Helped on by Ferdinand. Hughes gets the touch. Mark Hughes playing in central midfield, and that's going to be a crucial role today.
I can't see Mark Hughes lasting 90 minutes in a midfield role, so I'd be very surprised if Rovers don't make a change second half.
It must be disappointing for the likes of Alan Moore and Craig Hignett, though, isn't it, to be sat on the bench?
Well, somebody has to be sat on the bench, and they can only pick 11 people, and he's obviously just picked the side what he thinks will do a job today.
The play goes off Gus Poyet. It's a throw to Rovers on halfway. We played 2.5 minutes. Well, it's taken 42 years, but Blackburn Rovers have finally reached another major cup final. And the Worthington Cup may be derided by the likes of Arsenal boss Arsene Wenger, but for Rovers and Tottenham, a win today is a direct route into Europe. 20 years ago, Graham Souness and Glenn Hoddle faced each other as players in the red of Liverpool and the white of Spurs respectively. Let's hope that today, lie down, Mr. Souness comes out on top. We'll talk as we go through the first half about how the two teams got to Cardiff this afternoon. Berg goes up. And Ferdinand was being held there. That's a free kick. Graham Poll, who's England's official in the summer, is calling Henning Berg across. Now, whether it's just a talking to or whether there's something more, we'll have to wait and see, but Berg was clearly holding there.
Yeah, so Ferdinand just had a yard on him there and Berg was pulling back his shirt. I mean, that's a good refereeing decision there, just having him a good talk to.
Raises the noise level another notch or two. Spurs free kick down this left-hand side. The stadium here holds 72,500. I think Spurs have the majority of that today. Anderton's ball in, decent one towards the far post, headed down. Sherwood was the player inside the 6-yard box, but Friedel made the save.
Yes, that's a great delivery by Darren Anderton there to Ferdinand the far post, and Friedel was very lucky that it went into his arms there.
I was just about to say, Stuart, that not a lot had happened so far, but that was the first real clear chance.
Yeah, so Rovers will have to be careful they don't give a lot of free kicks away in the last third, because they've got people who can deliver good balls like Anderton and Ziege.
Goal kick to Spurs. I tend to say goal kick to the visitors. Of course, everyone's a visitor this afternoon. For those listening, obviously on the internet this afternoon, Stuart, give us a view of the stadium. You know, what can you compare it to?
Well, it reminds me of a lot of arenas in America. When I played in America a few years ago, it just reminds me a lot of that. Here
comes Spurs again. Sieger's ball into the far post. Goodness me, that was so close. Friedel's furious with his defenders, and yet again, not for the second time in a minute, Ziege wasn't properly dealt with.
Well, every time Ziege comes in on his right foot there, he's going to attempt that every time. He tries to curl into the far post, and he's got a great right foot there.
Indeed, it's I've got to say Spurs have made a decent start here. Rovers free kick, or goal kick rather, which Friedel will take. Cole goes up for it. Tarico helps it on. And now Rovers with the first real chance to come forward with Damien Duff down the left. Tarico is back with him. Duff support from Bjornaby. Looks to get the ball in early, and a strange sort of save there from Neil Sullivan. The ball swerved into his near post.
Yeah, I think that was meant to be a cross from Damien Duff there, but it swerved in there, and the goalkeeper made a good save with his near post.
We played 6 minutes, first chance really for the Rovers fans to get behind it there. It's headed to the edge of the box. Anderton brings it down, stabs it forward to Sheringham, tight with Berg, and again Sieger's the outlet ball down this left-hand side. Ball is laid in early, it's not a good ball in, and you can see what Spurs are going to do there. They're trying to get Ferdinand free in the centre.
Yeah, Ziege looked up there, he was looking for Ferdinand, but it wasn't a good delivery by his standards.
Ziege again down the left. Space for Anderton, Rovers really being pushed back in a moment. Ball played in is a decent one. And Johansson clears, but we've seen nothing of Hughes, nothing of Dunn so far.
Well, that's what I was frightened of with Mark Hughes and David Dunn. They're both not really defensive-minded players, and somebody's got to get hold of Anderton, because if he starts knocking balls about, they're going to find themselves in trouble.
Well, that's a bit loose from Spurs, and Janssen couldn't get on the end of it. And at the moment, the team from London are dominating here. Poyet. Back he goes into Spurs defence, and this is Perry out to Thatcher, playing that 3-5-2. Anderton dropping deep, almost to halfway. Hughes makes the challenge, and that's a free kick. And well, we know how Mark Hughes plays, and I'd be amazed if he didn't get a booking after the 90 minutes today.
Like I say, he's got to be careful, Mark Hughes, with tackles like that, because he will get a booking.
Here's Ziege again taking on Taylor. The ball's played in deep, and it's drifted straight behind for a goal kick. But to me, don't want to be too alarmist, we're only 7 minutes in, but Taylor right back up against Ziege, doesn't look good, does it?
Doesn't look good at all, no, because Ziege's causing Rovers problems. Every time he's getting through now, he's knocking balls. He's got a great delivery with his left foot, so I think Martin Taylor's got to get a bit tighter on him.
Well, both sides made it to Cardiff by winning their respective semi-finals 6-3 on aggregate. Rovers beating First Division Sheffield Wednesday, and Tottenham coming from 1-2 down after the first leg to defeat the old rivals Chelsea 5-1 in the second at White Hart Lane. Mentioned Graham Poll will be involved in the World Cup in the summer. That's a Rovers to Spurs on the far side. Just going to get too downhearted early on. There's not been too much goal-mouth activity. It's just that Spurs have dominated possession.
Yeah, they said at least they haven't conceded a goal, but they've just got to get David Dunn on the ball a bit more, and Damien Duff.
Has David Dunn touched the ball yet?
No, I don't think he has really. No, he just got a foul there.
It's a free kick to Rovers. For those who don't know the history, the building of this imposing stadium erected to replace the world-famous Cardiff Arms Park on the banks of the River Taff has been a major part of the redevelopment of the Welsh capital city. Today's game makes history in two other ways as well. It's the first domestic showpiece, as we mentioned, to be played indoors, both clubs having given their consent to the Millennium Stadium roof being closed this morning, and it's the first time that the new 26-panelled mitre ball is being used. The ball produced, of course, in Blackburn. Seager, great ball through, onside on the far side. Chance here again, Poyet's ball into us, and the post is a poor one. That's all that's been missing from Spurs so far, isn't it? The final ball in.
Yeah, that was a great ball from Ziege though to Sheringham, and generally you expect Sheringham to put a better ball in than that.
Game opens up, Janssen down the left, Cannons away off Perry. We didn't know too much about it. Anderton helps out, and again we've seen two teams here who look far better going forward. Hughes played in, it's a little bit deep, and Cole will stretch, but he won't get there.
Yeah, Mark Hughes just overhit the ball though. You can see what he was looking for Andy Cole at the far post, but it was just too far for him.
Rovers, of course, have three key players suspended and one more cup tie, so there's no Craig Shaw, Gary Flitcroft, two-guy Lucas Neal, and two guys Turkish international colleague Hakan Unsal has yet to receive international clearance, but later side Jordi Gonzalez is available. Stuart, tell me all you know about Jordi Gonzalez now.
Well, I've only seen him a couple of times on Spanish TV. I sometimes watch that on Sky, and I've seen him a couple of times, but I don't know really much about him really.
Spurs, of course, have a couple of long-term injuries themselves. Stephen Carr, who was outstanding at right back last season, and Stefan Freund are both out. Of course, Freund being out, Stuart, means Tim Sherwood's had a run of games.
Yeah, well, Tim Sherwood, I've seen him in the Worthington Cup semi-final. He had an outstanding game, and since he's come back in, he's showed a good vein of form.
10 minutes gone, better spell from Rovers this, ended by Graham Poll's whistle. They just started to string one or two passes together there.
Yeah, well, like I said, Tottenham started better off now, but Rovers are just getting a little bit back into the game again now.
Neil Sullivan mentioned it's his birthday today. We'll take the goal kick, the free kick for Spurs, midway inside the Spurs half. And he's looking towards Ferdinand, beaten in the air by Taylor. Gillespie doing his work so far, keep Gillespie inside his own half though.
Yeah, well, I think he's been trying to keep his eye a little bit on Ziege, because I think Martin Taylor needs a little bit of help there.
Bjorn the Big comes off his chest. Poyet picks it up again. Poyet's such an exciting player, of course, and wherever you look on this field, there are players who can win this game. Sherwood tight in midfield. Sheringham helps it on. It's over the head of Tarico though. One thing you can't allow is Spurs to get the passing movements going.
Yeah, it's the side though, when they start knocking the ball about, it's people like Sheringham and Poyet, they're all used to knocking neat and tidy balls together.
What do you make of Arsene Wenger's comments before this? We know he's said things about the Worthington Cup before, but I was amazed he was getting involved in something that's really nothing to do with him.
No, I think it's just sour grapes really from him.
Tottenham's biggest victory on the road through here. We mentioned the defeat of Chelsea in the semi-final, of course in the quarter-final. He took Bolton apart 6-0 at White Hart Lane. Damien Duff thought he won a throw on the far side, but it's been given to Spurs.
Yeah, I'm just noticed Tarico's keeping very tight on Damien Duff. He's not getting many room to run at him.
So 12 minutes gone. Game really not set into any sort of pattern so far.
Well, there's only been one chance, and that was the Ziege cross to Ferdinand at the far post.
Ball's back with Brad Friedel down to our left-hand side. Of course, there is this supposedly lucky point to make as well, that the club who have the North Stand, the Spurs have the North Stand, tend to win these games at the Millennium, and of course that's Rovers on the far side. Here are Rovers again. Ball is played in, looking towards Cole, and Cole I think has been flagged for a foul in the centre there.
Yeah, I think he's giving him offside, the linesman there.
All 7 domestic football cup finals played in Cardiff to date have been won by the club whose fans have occupied the North Stand, and here we are in the South, Stuart. If the score's level at the end of 90 minutes, extra time of course will be played, And if the scores are still ever after extra time, Stuart's favourites penalty shootout kicks in at that stage.
Hope not.
The Millennium Stadium is just about full, 72,500 in Wales's capital city. And a free kick is given, challenge between Sheringham and Berg. And it seems to me that Henning Berg's been told to do a man marking job on Sheringham.
It looks that way every time the ball goes forward. Berg is sticking to him like glue, which he'll have to. You can't give Sheringham any room.
Rovers, of course, on the way through to the final. Comfortable win over Oldham in the second round. Then, not the most exciting of games, it must be said, against Middlesbrough, which was won in extra time. Then that Manchester City game when City were down to 10 men. Lansman's flag stays down. The Spurs fans aren't happy as Ferdinand went over.
Yeah, I think Ferdinand was looking for a foul there, but the referee wasn't having it.
Well, it's a bit congested at the moment. Bjornaby gets a touch. It's better play, spreading it across to Taylor down the right-hand side. Taylor with a chance to come forward and push Christian Seeger back. Gillespie wanted it played early, inside to defender. And that is out for a throw. Seeger back helping out. Here's Hughes now. Cross to Bjornaby once more. Rare touch for David Dunn in the centre. Closed down straight away by Spurs number 8, Tim Sherwood. Bjornaby back inside, back to Taylor. Rovers players getting a feel for the ball. 14 minutes gone, goalless at the Millennium Stadium. Here comes Gillespie down the right-hand side, taking on Seeger for pace. Seeger struggling to keep up with him. Cross comes in. Sullivan misses it in the air. And he just got a touch on it, but the keeper was backpedaling there towards his far post, and he was never really going to get a proper touch on it.
No, that's what we want to see Keith Gillespie doing, attacking the full-back. I'm sure he's got the beach now, and he put over a good cross to the far post, and Sullivan was stretching there. Just
to continue Rovers' progress to the final after the Man City victory, of course beating what was basically an Arsenal scratch team 4-0 in the quarter-finals with Mark Jansen's hat-trick, and the semi-final win over Sheffield Wednesday. Even though Rovers won 4-2 at Ewood, Stuart, the job was really done in the first leg at Hillsborough.
Yeah, Rovers finished them off in the first leg. They had put a good performance up at Hillsborough, and I think the second leg was merely over, really.
I must admit, I was a little bit worried after watching the other semi-final second leg. I don't know if you saw the game between Spurs and Chelsea. The Spurs on the night, it would have beaten anyone, wouldn't they?
Well, they were tremendous on the night. Like I said, they can be like that, Tottenham, on the day.
Thrown to Tottenham on the far side. The Rovers fans don't particularly want to give the ball back. We've just gone over the 15-minute mark. And the game's been quite open so far, Stuart. It's got to open up even more, one would suspect, as we go through the 90 minutes.
Well, like I say, in the second half, we'll see one or two tired legs. People like Mark Hughes.
It's amazing how you can talk and do that at the same time, Stuart. That loud enough for you? Anyway, Cole, not really been in the game so far, finds Gillespie. Jansen further forward, Gillespie continues in the central position. Cole's peeled away down the right. Back into the centre and Hughes. Hughes' pass goes astray. Spurs just happy to clear. Poyet tells him to calm it down. That clearance was rather hurried though. Didn't really try to play the way out, did they?
Well, I was just surprised there when Keith Gillespie had opened up for him. I thought he would have had a shot at goal there, because he did open right up for him.
Flicked on by Anderton. Now he is done for Rovers. Across to Bjornaby. Comes over halfway. Duff is short. And that looked like a foul. Well, Matt Jansen was looking for the foul. Graham Poll was in a good position. Shakes his head. Anderton. Seeger's just been pushed back for the moment down his left-hand side. Anderton plays it through the centre. Sherwood now into Sheringham again. Just neat passing football by Spurs. Goes astray though. Not for the first time this afternoon. Teddy Sheringham puts the pass straight out of play for a Rovers throw, but Seeger had just been pushed back there, so there was no natural outlet.
No, like Seeger had to come back with Gillespie there, and he's doing the same kind of job.
Thrown to Rovers. Fourth official having a few words down there with Mr. Souness. And Rovers with another throw on halfway. Bjornaby to take it. Looking for Duff. Duff brings Sherwood out with him. Retreats back into the Rovers half. Plays it back to Johansson. For anyone who's joined us late, Rovers at the back. Big change today. Bjornaby on the left, Taylor on the right. Johansson and Captain Berg in the centre. Taylor makes the run forward down the right, but Berg's looking the opposite direction towards Jansen. Gets a touch on the header. And defender gets there before Cole. Perry's clearance. Rovers move breaks down. Seeger back defending down the left into Anderton, who's been quiet in the last couple of minutes. faced by Hughes. Hughes makes the challenge. Anderson's already got the pass into Sherwood. Sherwood with no real options on there. Perry again stabs it forward. Better ball to Poyet. Poyet's been quiet so far, which is not really complaining. Ball's played into the centre. Sheringham chests it down. Helped on. Great ball. Well, great idea towards Seeger down his near side. But gone out for another throw.
Yeah, you could tell what Poyet were looking for there. Trying to get out of Seeger on the far side, but he overrated out of play.
I think that's interested me is just how reliant Spurs are on Seeger to actually get them going forward there. Rovers with a free kick, which I think Henning Berg may well take. Taylor leaves it to Berg, 18.5 minutes gone. And, well, not that much has happened so far.
No, I don't think Graham Simmons won't be disappointed where they've started. I mean, first 10 minutes, Tottenham dominated, but Rovers have come back into it this last 10 minutes.
Seeger plays it into Sheringham. Across to Poyet. Poyet had a look up. Tarico was back, and the flag stayed down here as Ferdinand one-on-one with Friedel going inside the area. Ferdinand goes around him. Friedel just got a touch on it. And here comes Tarico, play back into Sheringham, tries to tee it up towards Anderton. They're trying to walk it into the net, and really Spurs should have scored.
Yeah, but full credit there to Brad Friedel. He stood up there as Ferdinand tried to get to him, and it was a tremendous save from him, really. That should have been a goal.
Rovers with a chance to break. Gillespie down the right, edge the Spurs penalty area, played in touch for Janssen, outnumbered though. Spurs again, not really just booting it anywhere clear. Taylor into Duff down the right. Duff manages to turn, wants to have a run at Perry. Support comes from Gillespie. Gillespie tears up the ball in, comfortable headed out by King. Berg again, and that pass goes straight out of play.
Yeah, good bit of pressure there from Rovers there. Gillespie's having a little bit of joy down this right-hand side, and he's causing them a few problems there.
When we looked up though, you would have assumed that Ferdinand must have been offside, but looking at the replay again, he seemed to time his run to perfection.
He did time his run well, but like I said, full credit to Brad Friedel there, he stood up.
Here we come again, Rovers again, outnumbered the back in towards Ferdinand, and then the header back by Stig Bjornaby, but Johansson's looking into his midfield, and there was no cover there at all.
No, it's just opening up a little bit, like you said 10 minutes ago. It's opening up a little bit now, and they're both attacking each other and both getting chances now.
I think we're a little relieved that we're not the goal down here.
We should have been a goal down. I mean, Ferdinand would be very disappointed. A player of his class really should have scored there.
Sherwood offside this time, definitely against Anderton. Ironic cheers come from the Rovers fans, and Anderton was a good yard or so off that time. Well, I've got to say, I've made 1 or 2 notes on this first half. I've got 3 notes for Spurs, nothing so far for Rovers, really.
Well, we haven't, like I said, troubled Sullivan so far, but I don't think Graham Simmons were too disappointed. You know, especially with all the players that they have missing today, Rovers as well.
21 minutes gone, Ferdinand gets around Johansson. Bjornaby's had a good steady start down the left. Does the mopping up. Gillespie just got bumped for a second by Seeger. Anderson comes back to mark him. Gillespie now on the edge of the Spurs penalty area. Back it goes to Taylor now, looking for the ball in towards Cole. Doesn't beat the first defender. Up goes Hughes, and that's a foul. It's a clear foul by Mark Hughes, and that, well, I've got to say, from a player of his experience, Rovers were in a good position there. Yeah,
you could tell he was going to go up there and foul in there, but Gillespie started off very well. He looks very bright, and he's attacking the full-back, and he's caused him a lot of problems, Gillespie.
As we said, his last 5 or 10 minutes he's pushed Seeger back.
Yeah, and that's what they've got to do. He's got to keep doing that and keep Seeger on the wrong foot.
So, free kick to Spurs for the offside. Sullivan to take it. Again, Ferdinand and Sheringham down the centre. Down to Ferdinand it goes. And it didn't quite fall. Oh, it's skewed in the air by Berg, and then a poor clearance by Hughes. Got nearly a couple of stabs at it. He was just showing a few nerves there. Played in towards Seeger down the left-hand side again. First time shot. Great work by Berg to close him down after the initial mistake.
Tremendous ball though again from Sheringham. Just put inside the full-back, and great tackle from Meningberg there.
Sheringham's been the key player so far, hasn't he?
Yeah, he just drifts in and out of the game like Poyet. All of a sudden you don't see him, and then all of a sudden he comes into the game. That's the type of player he is. Anderton
put the ball in. Friedel makes a comfortable save. I think Tim Sherwood thought about half appealing for a penalty for a moment. Taylor, long boot forward, but Cole and Janssen have starved of service here. Seeger again.
That's what lets Martin Taylor down, his distribution there. That was an awful ball out there.
Flag goes up for presumably offside on the far side again.
See, Andy Cole there was going mad. He wanted Taylor to knock it over the full-back's head, and he tried to do that, but it was an awful ball.
Bjornaby looking down the line. Defender Ledley King goes across, and who got the final touch now? I think it came off King. Throw into Rovers. Cole amazingly taking a throw himself. Janssen back to Dunn, who we've hardly mentioned in the centre. Tries to go on a bit of a run. Sherwood gets a foot in, and Sherwood wants it to go out for a throw, and in the end it has gone out for a throw. But I was saying, Stuart, we've hardly mentioned David Dunn at all, and we've been playing, what, 23 minutes now?
Yeah, it's because, like I said, they've had most of the ball in midfield, and David Dunn hasn't had much of the ball, really. But I'm sure points of the game, he will come into it.
Header on by Ferdinand from the throw. Sheringham chests it down, looking for Seager. Again, a mark down his left-hand side. The ball, though, is overhit. But every time Sheringham gets it, you just see the quick look up, and it's out to this left-hand side.
Yeah, because Seager does offer a lot of options for him on this left-hand side, and that's what they're looking for.
Throw into Rovers. Taylor takes it. Janssen looking to turn back inside. Dunn. Ball goes astray. Janssen just about got a foot on it. And then Sheringham again linking play together to Poyet, and only Ferdinand forward, needs to stay onside, and he's offside as the ball's played through. Henning Bird did well there, just stepped out at the right moment. Ferdinand was cut a good couple of yards out.
Yeah, that was great defending from Henning Bird. Just looked along the line and stepped up, and Ferdinand was a good 2 yards offside.
24 minutes gone. Goal is at the Millennium Stadium. Duff, again, not really been in the game so far.
I think he's being heavily marked, Damien Duff. Like I say, every time he gets the ball, there's 2 or 3 players around him, so they've obviously targeted him as one of the main dangers for Spurs.
But he needs the ball in the right areas, and he's not really had that so far.
He hasn't, no. Gillespie's had more of the ball in his first half.
Going to Spurs, which Tarico will take, push back down towards the corner flag on the far side, which is the north stand here at the Millennium Stadium. King up to Ferdinand, didn't get the header though. Hughes gets a touch on for Rovers, and now here's Gillespie, maybe chance for a shot, brings it down, almost rebounded, and Rovers have scored, ricocheting around the Spurs penalty area, and Matt Janssen gives Rovers the lead on 25 minutes.
Yeah, I was willing for Keith Gillespie to hit the ball there. He hit it, he got a deflection, which done kindly for Rovers, and Matt Janssen in the back of the net. That's a great start for Rovers.
Well, it's against the run of play, but I don't think we'll complain too much. No. It looked like Spurs had 2 or 3 chances to clear it there, and the ball just ricocheted straight into Janssen's path inside the penalty area, and Janssen basically put it straight through Sullivan.
Well, let's say it's a cup final. Let's say Tottenham have dominated. That's Rovers' really first chance, and they put it in the back of the net. So that'll give them a lot of confidence now.
Rovers 1, Tottenham 0. I take it these Spurs fans here aren't leaving, they're just going for early half-time, are they?
Yeah, it's nice to see all the blue and white flags flying around the ground now. It's like a European game.
We've played 26 minutes in the first half, and Rovers have the first goal here at the Millennium. Thatcher forward to Ferdinand, doesn't stick though. Berg gets himself in the way, and the initial foul was by Ferdinand, and Graham Paul lets play go on, but doesn't do Rovers any favours because they can't keep it again. Anderton fouled again by Hughes. Mark Hughes is going to get himself a booking at some stage.
Well, it's
here,
just a matter of time. His next foul, he'll definitely go in the book, yeah.
Anderton.
But he's trying to do a job on Anderton, but he just doesn't have the legs to get up and down.
One player Rovers have kept very, very quiet is Poyet. We've hardly seen him at all.
No, but you will do at some point in the game, especially as they're a goal down now. He'll start going a bit more forward now.
The bulk of the Rovers fans are down to our left-hand side, and across in the north stand on the far side. It's those flags that are waving at the moment. Matt Janssen's 25th minute goal. Rovers lead by a goal to 0. Friedel with the free kick, looking for Cole again. King with him. Tarico clears to Poyet. Poyet down the Spurs right-hand side, loses out though. Played in by Dunn. Cole picks it up inside the air, tries to tee up Dunn. Here's Damien Duff to make it 2. Great save, and it just bobbles away for a corner. Well, I thought it was a corner. Goal kick is given, but Matt Janssen could have been in for a second.
Yeah, great play from Andy Cole there. He's back to goal. He held the ball up, put it to Damien Duff, and the goalie made a good save from Damien Duff there, and Matt Janssen was very unlucky not to get a second goal.
Yeah, as I say, Sullivan, excellent save, because you could see a second goal coming there. Well, this game's changed around in a couple of minutes.
Yeah, but like I said, it's football, guy.
Ferdinand wins the header from Berg. Taylor will clear. Janssen looked as though he was being fouled, but Graham Pole's not interested. Sherwood closed down straight away in midfield, loses out, fouls Cole, Referee really should have let play go on there, and I wonder if he's going to have to book Tim Sherwood now, because really he should have played the game on.
Yeah, he should have played advantage, but that's definitely should be a booking for Tim Sherwood though. He went in with 2 feet on Andy Cole there. That should definitely be a booking. I think he's doing as well. Yeah.
That could have been done though after the move broke down.
Yeah.
So Tim Sherwood is the first player to be booked. He played 28 minutes. And there's still arguments going on down there. And the Rovers players were equally furious. Andy Cole is saying, why can you play on there? Tim Sherwood, the ex-Rovers skipper, is booked. Mark Hughes to take the free kick. Mark Hughes wants to steal an extra 5 yards or so. So the free kick will be taken by Berg. Cole waits on the edge of the area. He's being marked at the moment by Thatcher. Berg's looking probably towards Taylor at the far post. Ball's chipped in. King heads it clear. Sheringham goes over his head. Berg heads back to Johansson. Rovers back on halfway. Bjornaby now. Duff wanted it played early. Tarico gets in with a challenge. Throw into Rovers. Well, the atmosphere in the stadium's changed totally, Stuart, in the last 2 or 3 minutes.
Well, it's quite the Tottenham fans, haven't they? They've gone very quiet, the Tottenham supporters.
Tarico foul on Duff. Free kick to Rovers, and I think Poyet was the player getting involved there. Just got a bit of a push at Damien Duff.
Yeah, well, obviously the goals rattled a lot of the Tottenham players now, and you can see Rovers maybe getting another goal before that time.
So Rovers free kick down the left-hand side. 2-man Spurs wall, doesn't seem particularly well organised. At the moment, Tarico and Anderton. Ball's played in right-footed. Good header clear by Ferdinand. Cleared up, only showing up at the moment. Tries to head it on towards Seeger. Bjornaby does well, finds Taylor down the right. I think Bjornaby's had a decent game at left back so far.
Yeah, Bjornaby's done it all right. His passing's been great. He's not given the ball away, and he's covered very well as well.
Dunn runs into trouble. Spurs have it. Played through to Sheringham, and was just caught a bit leaden-footed for a moment.
But that was definitely a foul on David Dunn. The referee's 5 yards away, and the bloke made no contact with the ball.
Johansson looking for the long ball over the top, but it's overhit, and that's been a Rovers tactic so far in the first half hour or so, Stuart, hasn't it, to try and play those long balls in early for Cole.
Well, they're trying to get the ball over the full-back's head for Andy Cole to make the runs through.
Half hour gone. Rovers 1, Tottenham 0 here at the Millennium Stadium. Here's Thatcher, one of a number of ex-Wimbledon players in the Spurs squad. Berg wins in the air over Ferdinand. Gillespie runs out of space. Here's Anderton. Played it in, looking towards Poyet. Poyet will just bounce away from him inside the area, but again, intelligent running off the ball by Poyet there, and Anderton, as you pointed out earlier, Stuart, if you give him a bit of space, will create.
Oh, he will do, yeah, he knocked great balls in. Like I said, Poyet will start going forward a lot more there, but that was good goalkeeping from Brad Friedel.
Friedel's goal kick looking towards Cole, helps it on, and Perry wanted his keeper to come out there, I think. In the end, it's forced into putting the ball clear for a throw.
Yeah, Rovers have definitely rattled Tottenham now. They're getting a lot more pleasure on the ball now. They're passing it. They're getting the good passes together.
We've played 31 minutes. Rovers 1, Spurs 0. Gillespie's ball in, headed out by Sherwood. Here's Anderton. There's only Ferdinand forward. The ball's not going to reach Ferdinand. Again, Bjornaby's in the way. Taylor skips past Seeger into Gillespie. Space being found now. Anderson almost committed the foul. Poyet. Spurs being closed down a lot quicker in the last 5 or 10 minutes. And here's Taylor again. An advanced position down the right-hand side. Into Dunn. Dunn will try a shot. Defender didn't know too much about it. Hughes picks it up in midfield. And for the last 5 or 10 minutes, it's all Rovers. Here's Gillespie down the right now. Played back into the centre and Hughes. Hughes across the far side and Cole. Cole's ball in, and that's not going to force a save out of Sullivan. Amazes me, that I know Spurs make 1 or 2 finals, but it amazes me that you probably pay 40 quid for your ticket plus the cost of getting down here, plus the cost of staying overnight, and people disappear after 20 minutes before half time. I can't really fathom that, Stuart, at all.
No. I think they're just disappointed that they've gone a goal down and they've gone to the bar early.
Seeger back to Thatcher. Now Perry's playing the sweeper at the back. King's on the right-hand side of the 3. Perry in the centre, Thatcher on the left. Now Poyet Trying to find some space, plays the ball through and towards Ferdinand. Ferdinand might have to take it early, gets around Berg. Ferdinand at the near post needs someone to pass it to. Chance for Seager, must be the equaliser, and it is the equaliser for Spurs. It was great work by Ferdinand down the far side. We've played 33 minutes, and it's back to 1-1. And credit there to Les. Ferdinand held the ball up and held it up.
Yeah, tremendous play from Ferdinand. They held it up and waited and waited and waited. Seager come at the 5 post. It was just a simple tap in for Seager there. But where was Martin Taylor?
He had to hold it up because when he looked up, Stuart, there was nothing in the centre at all, and eventually had to wait for Seager to make that run in there.
Yeah, but I'd just like to see that again in the replay there, because I don't know where Martin Taylor was then. I mean, Seager had just a simple tap in there.
So back to 1 apiece, and we'd play 33 minutes, Stuart. If you look over the piece, Spurs started a brighter, probably about 1-1's about right.
Yes, I would think so, yeah. Rovers have been the better side this last 15 minutes, and there's going to be swings and roundabouts again. Tottenham's going to come in at some parts, and Rovers are.
Hughes with a shot!
Oh.
It wasn't that far wide either. Almost at the cameraman behind the goal.
Yeah. See, Tim Shea was there getting mad at Seager because he's not picking people up. He might use them when he was going onto that ball. Nobody come to pick him up, and he just ran, and it opened up for him.
And once again, the atmosphere inside the stadium changes totally. It's the Spurs fans you can hear now, down to our right and behind us. Goal kick to Tottenham. It's Rovers 1, Spurs 1 here at the Millennium. Johansson with Ferdinand, falls behind Poyet. Taylor was a bit slow though. Seager picks it up again, and Berg did the sweeping up. The run was being made by Sheringham, but it's twice in a couple of minutes that Martin Taylor's been called out down this near side.
Well, I think he could have gone for the ball there, but he hesitated, and he was lucky that it was a bad ball from Sheringham.
Well, Gillespie made a run of 50 yards. You don't tell me that wasn't a foul. He went down, and Gillespie stayed down on the edge of the area. Anderson goes back to Sullivan. I think this ball's going to have to be played out, but surely he was fouled there.
Well, it looked like it was a late tackle on him there, but the referee said play on. I just hope it's not a bad injury to him.
I hope so. Gillespie stayed down, and even though Matt Jansen's got the goal and he's looked lively, Christian Seager's trying to wind these Spurs fans up at the moment. I think Gillespie and Bjornaby have been the 2 best players so far.
Yeah, Gillespie's done very well for Rovers. He's given an outlet on this right-hand side. He's making Seager come back a little bit, which Rovers have got to do.
Dave Fever still with the attention for Keith Gillespie. I think he's going to be fit enough to continue, but he'll probably have to go off for the moment.
Yeah, I think he just went over on his ankle.
But again, we mentioned Spurs missing Dean Richards, and I think they do miss someone to organise them at the back. When Rovers have put a bit of pressure on, they have sort of crumbled a little bit. Yeah,
that's why I think Shea was trying to go play in front of the back 3 there. He was going mad before about Seager because he won't track back Seager. He doesn't like coming back.
Goal kick to Spurs. The ball back with Neil Sullivan, and again looking for this long punt through the centre for Ferdinand to get a knockdown for either Sheringham or Poyet. In towards Ferdinand, look a bit wide this time, and Bjornaby goes up and concedes a throw. So after a quiet start, Stuart, it's not been a bad first half, this.
No, it's been a good first half. It's been good football. Both teams are trying to play football, and I can see a few more goals yet in this game.
On that far side, Tarico runs out of space, throw in to Spurs. Back to help his defence, midway inside the Rovers half. Rovers, of course, in blue and white half. Spurs in a change kit are basically yellow with what looks like navy blue sleeves and shorts. Perry's header. Spurs breaks down with Poyet. Duff closed down by 3 players. That's going to be a free kick, isn't it? Sandwiched between a couple of Spurs shirts there. Free kick for Rovers.
Yeah, he wasn't going anywhere there, Damien Duff there. He had his head down. Souness is having to go at the referee again, but I don't know what he's having to go at the referee for, because the referees give a foul. He couldn't do anything else.
8 minutes to half time. It's Rovers 1, Tottenham 1. Bjornaby free kick. Janssen heads it back inside. Duff tries to get there first. Outstretched foot of Tarico just about made it. Rovers pick it up again. Janssen down the left. Just to come back inside. He's got support from Gillespie square, and then just waited too long. Up to Ferdinand. Doesn't really stick with Ferdinand. Ferdinand tussling with Johansson, and the Rovers defender comes away with it.
Yeah, he did very well there, Johansson, there to stand up to Ferdinand there. Did very well.
Challenge by Poyet, back helping his defence. Throw to Rovers on the far side. Bjornaby to take it. It's midway inside the Spurs half. Here comes the throw. It's looped in towards Cole for the flick on. Almost found Gillespie arriving late. And then Berg gets his shoulder in the way ahead of Sheringham. And Bjornaby plays it forward again. Runs out of space on that far side though, I think, for Duff. And that's the throw to Spurs. But Cole posing a threat inside the area, Stuart, in the last few minutes, and they're trying to get Gillespie down this right-hand side.
Yeah, Andy Cole's trying to bend his runs round the back of Ledley King, and Bjornaby's put some good balls down to him on that side.
You know, I think I can finally say I've just about dried out from this morning now. It's been pouring down in Cardiff, as we know, to our cost all day. The roof closed here at the Millennium Stadium for the first time for a major cup final. And that's going to be a Spurs throw on the far side. We've got 6.5 minutes left. Spurs again looking to break through Seeger down the left. Showed a bit too much of it to Taylor, and Taylor can in turn come forward for Rovers down the right-hand side. Played in towards Cole. Cole needs support. Gets it square from David Dunn. Janssen trying to stay onside. Ball played through the centre. Doesn't reach Taylor. Flag's gone up for offside anyway against Martin Taylor. At the moment, Taylor and Seeger both look more comfortable going forward than they do defending.
Yeah, Taylor did good defensive play there, a good ball to Andy Cole. But I just a little bit disappointed there with David Dunn there. And he's 25 yards out. I don't know why he doesn't have a shot at goal there, because he's got a great shot on him there.
6 minutes left of the first half. Rovers 1, Tottenham 1 here at the Millennium Stadium. And Sullivan's kick. Now it falls for Sheringham, edge of the area. Tried to pull it back, and in the end, Rovers, Hughes couldn't keep hold of it. Berg will clear it, but Rovers again haven't cleared it properly. Berg will have to come across, and then Duff will just belt it away, but the defending wasn't too sure-footed there.
No, like it was a bad ball. Really, Berg should have cleared it first time, but he did well to get the ball back again.
5 minutes left of the first half, 1 apiece here. Sherwood again feeds it straight away to Seeger down the Spurs left. They're waiting in the centre, decent ball in. Berg, good header clear. Hughes helps it on, the flag's up for offside.
Yeah, the tremendous balls there, what Seeger puts in. Bjornaby can do that when he gets forward, but obviously Bjornaby's not getting as much forward as what Seeger is.
That's of course, it's the different formations, isn't it?
Yeah.
Friedel with a goal kick for Rovers. Played into Berg. Noise rises crescendo like around the Millennium Stadium once more. Perry with the header clear. Sherwood heads it down. Thatcher clears early, looking for Ferdinand. The flag's already up for offside. I was a bit closer that time.
Yeah, looked very close there. I thought Ferdinand was on the line with Berg there. I don't think he was offside there when the ball was played.
Back in play with Dunn. To Johansson. At the moment, Dunn is the deeper of the two in the central midfield. Hughes pushed a bit further forward. Ferdinand now for Spurs. Anderson just let it run. Hughes goes in, gets his body in the way. To David Dunn, played in early towards Duff. Spurs have players back. Falls, the head's a poor header straight to Cole, and Perry steps in. Poyet. Sherwood looking for Seeger. Ball's taking a long time to arrive down this near side. Taylor gets the foot in. Now Spurs backpedaling again. Janssen plays it through into Cole inside the area. Chance for Cole. Saved by Sullivan with an outstretched right leg. But a great chance there again. Fed by Andy Cole. Taylor plays in the second time. Spurs struggling here. Sherwood slides in. And this time Spurs do clear.
Yeah, tremendous ball from Matt Janssen just a moment ago, and Andy Cole were very unlucky.
Right down this near side, can't see because the crowd has stood up. Ferdinand down on this near touchline. Holds onto it. Gets the ball chipped in towards the far post. It's overhit and behind Poyet, who is the man arriving late.
Yeah, chances at both ends now, guys. The game's really opened up in these last 5-10 minutes there. It's gone from one end to the other there. The chances at both ends.
I'm sure that would have been a great chance if I could have seen any of it. The vomitories, as they're called, one of them's right next to us here, and the Spurs fans have been backwards and forwards throughout the first half with drinks and stuff.
Yeah. But Sullivan just a few minutes ago made a
great
save.
Second very good save in the first half, to be fair.
Yeah, he made a great save with his foot for Andy Cole's shot.
Perry struggling in the air. King gets a touch, might fall towards Cole. Cole with Duff wide. Spurs defence, when they put in the pressure, haven't been that secure so far. Here's King, one of the Spurs youngsters, forward to Sheringham. playing to Poyet, looking to release Ferdinand earlier, but that ball breaks down, and you can hear that the Spurs fans aren't too happy about that as Johansson goes back to Friedel. 2 minutes left of the first half. Stuart, if you had to pick out the Rovers player of the first half?
Well, I think Gillespie really. He's trying to get forward a lot more, and he made he's involved in the goal that Rovers did score.
Sherwood immediately closed down by Gillespie, back to Perry.
And I think Kenningberg's had a good 45 minutes as well against Poyet.
Bjornaby and Poyet. Poyet gets a touch. Johansson sweeps up, goes back to Friedel. Friedel's kick. Thatcher underneath it. Up goes Sherwood, giving a shove by Dunn. Referee plays a good advantage. Into Ferdinand now. Ferdinand for Poyet, tight in midfield. Tirico down the right-hand side, inside the final minute just about of the first half. King. Back into Sherwood, inside the centre circle. Looking for Seeger down the left. Seeger looking to take on Taylor. Support from Anderton down the left-hand side as well. Ball's played in for Sheringham. Sheringham wants someone to make a run. Nothing happening at the moment. He's got Tirico down the right. That's a good ball in there. Brings Duff back out. Tirico with support from King. Plays it in early. Cleared by Johansson. Should be picked up by Spurs. And again, a nice flick by Sheringham in midfield again. Anderton down the left. Looks up. Looks to plant that long ball in perhaps towards Ferdinand. Instead, plays it back to Perry. Spurs just stroking it about inside the final few seconds of the first half. Perry again to Anderton. Closed down by Hughes. Still finds Seeger down the left. Seeger up against Taylor. Plays it in early this time. Looking towards Ferdinand. And Friedel with a great save. Just palmed it up right on the goal line. I thought for all the world Ferdinand had scored.
Yeah, tremendous ball again from that Christian Seeger again at the far post. I mean, Ferdinand got up well, but Friedel just led the fight to the ball and got to it. But I think Martin Taylor's got to get a little bit tighter to Christian Seeger. He's allowing him too much time to whip those balls in.
I think he's going to have to get a lot tighter to Christian Seeger.
He is. He's going to get a lot tighter because if he keeps putting balls in like that, it's very dangerous.
Gillespie back to Hughes. Hughes strokes it into Bjornaby. He might just try one.
Oh.
And he wasn't too far over. And I thought Sullivan got a touch on that. Referee's pointing for a goal kick.
Yeah, that was a tremendous effort from Bjornaby. Like today, you see two left-footed players in Seeger and Bjornaby. Both got great left foots.
2 minutes to add on at the end of the first half then, says Graham Poll. As it's Rovers 1, Tottenham 1. Into stoppage time, already played 25 seconds of stoppage time. Ferdinand, just got a bit of a shove by Bjornaby, but Poyet, Sheringham, this time doesn't work towards Seeger. Berg, and when Seeger's pushed forward, this is when Rovers can counter-attack. Gillespie down the right, Anderton in front of him. Cole and Janssen further forward. Gillespie still going edge of the penalty area. He's shown too much of it though. And Anderton will clear. Long ball forward looking towards Ferdinand. And that's drifting towards Stig Bjornaby instead. Minutes of time added on played in the first half. One apiece at the Millennium Stadium. Done. Bjornaby now midway inside the Spurs half. Tirico gets around Duff and has won a Spurs throw.
There again, I thought that was a foul on Damien Duff there. I mean, Tirico just went straight through the back of him. I mean, that must be a foul.
King for Spurs, looking early towards Ferdinand. Up against Johansson, the flick on almost fell to the Spurs player. Taylor tidies up. Friedel to Taylor. Referee Graham Poll checks his watch, and that will be half-time. So one apiece at half-time, Stuart, and that's about right, really, isn't it?
I think it's a right score. I think Tottenham set off well. Rovers had a good 15-minute spell. They got the goal, and then Tottenham come back into it again. It's been end-to-end stuff, and it's been a good football. Like, both goalkeepers have played very well. They both made important saves of important parts of the game.
Goals in the first half came, of course, from Janssen on 27, and an equaliser from Seeger on 33. Half-time, it's one apiece. Graham Paul is just delaying things for us, and away we go. 8 minutes past 4 for the second half. King heads clear for Spurs. David Dunn, Alan mentioned David Dunn a moment ago. I think for Rovers to win this game, I just sense that David Dunn's going to have to be more involved.
Well, he started last 15 minutes of the first half. He started getting a little bit more involved, him and Damien Duff on the left-hand side.
King misses the header at the back. Perry clears it. In goes Duff. Cole heads it down towards Janssen. There's no space. Duff with a shot. Charge down. One boot goes flying towards the goal. It's Damien Duff's boot. The Spurs putting under the cosh early on in the second half. Bjornaby into Dunn, who's getting forward a lot more even in the first couple of minutes, and then leaves the ball behind. Poyet, difficult ball into him, and is that going to be a free kick? Yes, it is. Went in rather high on Steve Bjornaby, but has David Dunn been told to get forward here?
It looks looking that way, yeah. Started off a bit brighter. I think every time he gets the ball now, he's going to run at people.
It's a free kick to Rovers down the left. Bjornaby will take it on his left foot. Cole waiting in the centre. Damien Duff is still putting his boot back on. That red boot went flying behind Neil Sullivan into the Spurs goal. So Duff back on his feet. Free kick to Rovers. Cole forward. Taylor towards the far post. Bjornaby's ball in. It's looking towards Taylor. King with the header clear. Looking to Anderton. Got a touch. And then the referee was going to blow for a free kick. And in fact, he has blown for a free kick as Anderton went down. Talking during half-time, Stuart, about possible options in the second half. If Mark Hughes doesn't make a full 90 minutes or whatever, the likes of Craig Hignett, of course, are on the bench.
I think after about maybe 20 minutes, I'll be surprised if you don't see the Spanish lad come on at some part of the game.
Taylor this time is back defending.
It all depends, like you said, with Mark Hughes, if he can keep going. He's a fit lad as well, but it is at a fast pace this game, so he could make way in the last maybe 20 minutes, depending on the score.
Anderton. Seeger plays the ball in, looking towards Poyet. Berg again, who had an excellent first half, puts that clear. And now Rovers fans are on the feet. I don't know if they've seen something on that far side. Don't think they were happy with the throw going to Spurs. Sherwood's ball in, should be Friedel's. The flag's already up for offside anyway. Friedel throws out straight away towards Janssen. Much more adventurous start to the second half for Rovers. Ball play forward. Perry wants it to run. Almost collided with King. Spurs clear up towards halfway, and Bjornaby puts the ball straight out of play. But straight away, Stuart, much more tempo about Rovers' start to the second half.
Yeah, they have started off a lot brighter than what they did the first half. First 10 minutes, like you said, David Dunn's getting a lot more involved now.
Play 3 minutes. Second period, it's 1 apiece. Goals in the first half from Janssen on 25, and then Seeger's goal on 33 was the equaliser. Poyet makes a run onto the edge of the box. Player goes with him, and it almost found its way through to Sheringham. Berg just got a foot in the way. Hughes to Dunn, running forward in the second half. Played into Cole in the centre. Cole might fancy a shot. Tried to lay it through towards Janssen, edge of the box. Closed down by Perry. And Taylor for Rovers down the right-hand side. Martin Taylor playing right back this afternoon. Cole in the centre. Janssen, Cole goes for the 1-2. Almost falls inside the box for Dunn. Dunn with a shoulder charge. Referee lets play go on. The flag has gone up on the far side as Cole puts it a mile wide in the end anyway. But I can only assume David Dunn was penalised for the shoulder charge.
Yeah, the linesman had his flag up straight away for a shoulder charge over the far side. But bright football from Andy Cole there. He tried to play a few 1-2s there, and he nearly got David Dunn through on that far side.
Let's just hope he's got his sighter out of the way with that shot. 4 minutes, second half have gone. It's 1 apiece. Sullivan's goal kick, Ferdinand and Berg. Berg wins the header. Gillespie falls for Anderton. Sheringham, square to Ferdinand. Bit tight at the moment for Spurs, which allows Dunn to get in there. Cole goes down, and the referee again is quite happy for play to go on. Rovers have played on as well. And now Perry into Sherwood, and Sherwood's the one to put the ball out of play.
Yeah, I think that the referee missed that one. I think Ledley King went straight through the back of Matt Janssen there.
Yeah. Cole does 1 or 2 stretches on the far side. Janssen down on the ground. Rovers goal scorer in the first half, of course. Dave Fever on not for the first time today. I suppose it's a pep up for Matt Janssen as well, the new signing. Jordi coming in, left-footed forward. I can't imagine that Graham Souness is thinking of dropping Andy Cole at this stage.
No, but I think he needed competition for the last 12 games that Rovers have got. It's a very important period of the season for Rovers now, and I think he just needed to fetch an additional striker in.
Matt Janssen's back on his feet and will trot away to the far side with Rovers coach Dave Fever. So Rovers for the moment are down to 10. The ball is thrown back to Neil Sullivan. Rovers 1, Spurs 1 here at the Millennium Stadium. Early on in the second half. 6 minutes of the second half played. Again, Sullivan brings the ball outside his box and looks towards Ferdinand. It's a poor kick this time though. Janssen can't get on the end of it. Dunn in the centre. Perry just about gets in there first. Anderton to Sherwood. Now Sheringham. Almost got through to Seeger. Seeger goes down. No foul, says referee, and Taylor takes it around Poyet. Sherwood gets a foot in. Johansson into Hughes, turns down the Rovers half. Dunn now, trying to play a long ball. It's a great ball over the top looking for Gillespie. Defender comes across, and the linesman's quite happy with that. To be fair, Keith Gillespie didn't protest the decision, and Spurs clear.
Yeah, good football there from Mark Hughes there. He tried to put a ball over the top for Gillespie, but Perry defended very well there.
Perry again gets the header clear. And this time the free kick is given.
Yeah, it's
offside.
All the tackles now are being very fiercely fought now. There's some very good, fast tackles going in now.
Well, what's happened is Rovers have upped the tempo and Spurs having to respond, isn't it?
That's right, yeah. And whoever gets this next goal is going to be a very important part of the game.
Perhaps I shouldn't have mentioned that Rovers are averaging conceding 2 goals a game and scoring 1 at the moment. So, one-off cup final though, and Rovers have given as good as they've got so far. Here's Gillespie again down the right hand side. Defence backing up and tries to take on Thatcher. Comes off the second defender. Comes off Perry, I think. That's a Rovers corner. Not seen many corners, have we, so far?
Not seen many corners, no, but like I say, Gillespie's a very good outlet for Rovers today. And he has got the beat in the full back, and if he can get them balls over, I'm sure Andy Cole can connect on one of those.
So I think this is David Dunn, is it, going across the far side to take this corner kick? Taylor standing on the penalty spot. Cole on the edge of the 6-yard box. Spurs have Tirico back on the line. In towards the near post, headed out by Ferdinand. Ferdinand's so important to him in those defensive positions, isn't he, Stuart?
As he gets back, well, he's a great jumper of the ball, is Les Ferdinand, and he does defend well from corners.
Another free kick as Spurs tried to break. Graham Poll, to be fair, with the one occasion when Rovers were in possession and Sherwood made a foul. Other than that, he's tried to keep the game flowing.
Yes, I think he's done very well. The referee's refereed very well. He's not got his yellow card out as much neither. He's more or less been a bit more sensible.
Spurs having at the back at the moment. This is with Ledley King down the right-hand side. Looking for Poyet. Poyet's been very quiet this afternoon. Tirico. Perhaps you should say it's been kept very quiet this afternoon.
Yeah, so has Darren Anderton. Darren Anderton's been very quiet this half. He hasn't got into the game at all.
Sherwood. Usual hard-working performance in the centre of midfield. Now Thatcher. Played early, looking towards Ferdinand. Berg heads it out. Gillespie wants it to run for him. Challenge comes in. Free kick. Well, I think Graham Souness will be more pleased with the starts of this second half than he was with the starts of the first. I think Rovers have done well.
Yeah, they're winning all the important tackles in midfield and the challenge and in Bird's keeping them very tight at the back.
Taylor stabs it forward, but falls for Ferdinand. Now Sheringham. The break is down the right with Poyet. He's got Tirico coming outside him as well. Spurs with 5 committed forward here. Tirico holds it up for the moment. Plays in towards the far post. Taylor very calm and lets that run behind, but that sort of petered out. The cross, really, to be fair, didn't come in from a very good angle anyway.
No, I think he was looking for Les Ferdinand there, but he just overhit the ball, Tirico.
The game is almost a mirror image of the first half, isn't it? Because at the moment Spurs are reduced to playing on the break, and at one stage of the first half Rovers were.
Well, it's full match Rovers because they keep the first 10 minutes they've kept Anderton quiet, and Ziger's not been in the game second half yet. He's having to go back a lot with Gillespie, and that's what Rovers have got to keep doing.
10 minutes played second half. Janssen heads it down. Cole picks up the scraps. Now he has Duff down the left-hand side. Might fancy a run. Tries to go through Tarico. That was very cynical. Tarico says Damien Duff took a dive. And then Poyet fancying a bit of afters with Damien Duff there. I'd like to see that again. Tarico was obviously protesting. He didn't touch Damien Duff.
Yeah, but I don't know. Looking from my angle, I think he went for Damien Duff there.
Well, the reaction of the other players might just have saved the yellow card there. Poyet wanted to get involved afterwards though with Duff, and Graham Poll was very quickly in there to make sure he couldn't do.
Yeah, this is a good position now for Rovers. I fancy maybe David Dunn.
Yeah,
I thought David Dunn will have a shot from here.
It's to the left-hand side of the penalty area, about 5 or 6 yards out, and Rovers have a two-man wall. Spurs have pushed everyone back. Would be lined up for a right footer from this position. That really says David Dunn. Berg makes a run into the Spurs wall, and now he is done with a shot. Charged down by the wall. Cole picks it up inside the box. King with him. Played back to Johansson. Johansson has a look up. Plays it in early. Must be offside against Taylor. And it's indeed offside against Taylor. Well, Rovers could have done a bit better there, I think.
Yeah, I thought that when Andy Cole put the ball back, I think Martin Taylor should have whipped the ball in there.
So, remains 1-1. You were saying off-mark at half-time you thought it might go to extra time. Well, it could easily do so, couldn't it?
Yeah, it's a very even game, really. Both sides are really cancelling each other out.
Flick back towards Friedel. Friedel stops it going for a corner. And he'll wave the Rovers team upfield, looking towards Janssen down the centre. Cole with a flick on. Here's Ledley King. Forward to Poyet. Rovers not giving Spurs any time in midfield. Showing him great tummy into Poyet. Almost found its way through to Ferdinand. And once more heading Berg was the defender in the way.
Yeah, very intelligent football from Poyet there. Just let the ball run, but just Sheringham just didn't put the final ball through.
Gillespie switches play to the left-hand side. And now with Stig Bjornaby. Jesse down by Janssen. Janssen's looked a lot more lively this afternoon than he has done for the last few weeks, I think.
Yeah, I think that, like I said, that goal has revitalised him. He's looked like he's hungry for the ball.
Sherwood cuts out the Rovers attack. Anderson now. Dunn tries to come back across towards him. Seeger down the left. Back it goes to Thatcher once more. Perry in the centre. Sherwood out to King. Down the right-hand side into Sheringham, tried to play it early and made a total mess of it. Here's Duff now, down the Rovers left, cuts back infield looking for Janssen. Cole goes on the run, almost found its way through. Spurs struggling to clear. Seeger heads it out, and then it's played back in looking for Gillespie down the right. Gillespie, first time ball in, looking towards Cole. Janssen almost got in there, and that is a goal kick, says the linesman on the far side.
Yeah, good football from Rovers there again. They strung 2 and 3 passes together, and Gillespie put a good ball in there, and David Dunn got up with an header, but it went for a goal kick.
Well, it all came about from Sheringham's misplaced pass in midfield.
Yeah, he's not been on his game this second half. Sheringham, he's put 1 or 2 balls. What he's wasted, what he generally puts good balls with. That's his strong point, is his passing.
We played 14 minutes the second half. It's 1 apiece here at the Millennium Stadium, and again Sheringham lets it run. Now chance for Poyet inside the area. He's put it wide, does he? It comes off the crossbar. Sheringham back in again, and Frieda will save, and Gus Poyet can't believe it. It's in the back of the net, and really, we've said it earlier in the game, Spurs should have scored. Yeah,
he should have scored. It's just a mistake from Edinburgh there, which is, he's been faultless this hour, but he let the ball overrun past him there, and Poyet put a good ball in against it. Unfortunately, well, luckily for Rovers, it hit the bar.
Well, that's woken the crowd up a little bit. And really, it's the first, what I would call first real chance of the second half.
Yeah, it's the first goal threat we've had, really, yeah. Well, that's Poyet. He just drifts out of the game, and then all of a sudden he'll burst onto the ball. That's what he's good at doing.
Janssen tries to charge down the goal kick from Sullivan. Does his job too. Cole picks it up. Game opening up now. Cole with Sherwood trying to get out of him. It's Gillespie down the right. 1-on-1 with Thatcher. Ball played back in. Well, in the end, I'm not sure if it was a shot or not. Cole was lurking on the edge of the 6-yard box.
Yeah, I think that was a shot there. I mean, he did the right thing, Gillespie. He took the full back on. I mean, that ball could have ricocheted across the goal. But unfortunately, it went straight to the goalkeeper.
Spurs move breaks down in midfield again. Here's Berg. Chipping it forward, looking for Gillespie. Seeger will head it clear. Poyet brings it down. Back into the centre and Sherwood. Sherwood looks up. Played it through the centre. Sheringham gets a little bit of a touch. And they're challenged by Berg, who said he got the ball. Poyet went down. Free kick to Spurs.
Henningberg saying he dived there then.
Let's see who Spurs throw forward. Ferdinand at the far post. Poyet forward as well. Sheringham directing operations. I presume it will be Seeger left-footed to take it. Anderson's made a move forward. The ball chipped in towards Anderson. Got into inside the penalty area. Anderson couldn't quite squeeze it back across. And that's a corner. It was a very well-worked free kick. Rovers were caught back on the heels for a moment.
Yeah, great ball from Seeger to Darren Anderson there, but good defending from Rovers there. I mean, Anderson was through there and it was good defensive work from Gillespie.
16 minutes gone, second half. It's Rovers 1, Tottenham 1. Darren Anderson's corner kick down the Spurs left. Swung in deep, looking towards Ferdinand. Unmarked to the far post, he got the header in. But he was having to readjust his position all the time. But just popped up unmarked for a moment there.
Yeah, I think he'd be disappointed, Ferdinand, that he didn't put his header back across the face of the goal there.
Meanwhile, Rovers were done. Skips past Tarico. Skips into the centre. Gillespie wants it wide right. Not really any other place that one could have gone. Gillespie one-on-one with Thatcher again. Tries to get to the byline. In fact, it's Seeger back with him this time. And that cross goes straight behind. Rather disappointing.
Yeah, I think Gillespie thought that Thatcher had got a touch on that, so it should have been a corner, but the linesman didn't give it. But he has got the beating of Thatcher every time he gets the ball, Gillespie. They're frightened to death of him.
Interesting to see that Christian Seeger actually pulled back to mark him that time as well.
Yeah.
Obviously Spurs aware of the threat.
And Christian Seeger's been out quite a while as well. I don't think he'll have the fitness to keep going up and down like that for the 90 minutes.
Poyet, Hughes stronger in the challenge, and then a bit of afters with Ferdinand and Hughes. Hughes goes to the floor, and in the end I think they both decide to leave it at that. Bjornaby down the left, square to Duff, midway inside the Spurs half. Duff can get past Sherwood here. Duff still going on a run. Good challenge by Thatcher at the back, and Spurs maybe can profit. Sheringham had to bring it under control and allowed Johansson to get in. Cole now. Duff spins. Duff wanted it played early. Cole's being forced wider and wider, and really he should have passed it when he had the chance. Duff spun off him there, Stuart. It was the obvious ball to play Duff in because every touch was taking wider and wider.
But Andy Cole, I think, just thought he had a yard, but he just pushed it too far wide. I think if he just pushed it maybe half a yard wider there, he would have the chance on goal. I've seen him score goals like that before. But you were right, Gary, he should have released Damien Duff there. But like I said, Sheringham's having a bad 15-20 minutes back. He's not the same player he was first half.
We played 18 minutes in the second half. It's one apiece. And Sullivan with the goal kick. Bjornaby gets what turns out to be a back header on it. Ferdinand uses his arm on Johansson, and that's another free kick. Linesman was, 3 or 4 yards away.
And it's like Johansson's took a knock there, and he's limping a little bit there.
I think he should. Looking at him, I think he'll probably run that off, but Ledley King puts the header out. Rovers throw down this near side. Noise from the Rovers fans down to our left-hand side. Duff with the throw. I'm going to have to lean forward here, Stuart, because I can't see. It's going to be left to Stig Bjornaby. And he's waving Matt Jansen back towards the near post, I think. Jansen up against King. Perry helps out too. Cleared away by Tarico. Done. Tight on this near touchline. 2 Spurs players around him. Bjornaby back into the centre and Hughes. Hughes too short though for Duff. And then the pass from Anderton goes straight out of play. 1 or 2 mistakes just starting to creep into the match as well.
You know, because Rovers aren't letting Tottenham tackle people like Anderton and Sherwood. David Dunn's getting tight, Mark Hughes is getting tight with him, and they're not giving him any time.
Dunn goes across field, looks for Taylor. Fouled by Seeger. Free kick to Rovers. Just a little bit scrappy at the moment. Rovers take the free kick quickly through Dunn. Back to Gillespie wide again. Seeger's back again. Played in early towards Dunn inside the box. His touch let him down though. And Thatcher got the clearance in.
Yeah, they certainly got them rackled again. They're having a good spell now, Rovers, this next 5 minutes.
20 minutes gone second half. Remains 1-1. Gillespie a threat for Rovers down the right-hand side. Back it goes to Berg. A bit short for Taylor. Sliding challenge goes in from Seeger, who just looks like a leg weary at the moment. It's a Rovers throw. Of course, Spurs have Simon Davis on the bench. You wouldn't be surprised to see the Welshman come on in the second half.
I would have thought he'll come on at some time, because like you said, Seeger looks very tired.
Great 1-2. Taylor couldn't quite take it in his stride. Recovers it on the far side. Gillespie's ball in. Should be the keeper's ball. Sullivan didn't get there though. And Duff picks it up. It's back outside the area down the left-hand side. Two players in front of him. Poyet tries to get a challenge in. Cannons away off one of those defenders, and King will pick it up. Forward it goes to Ferdinand. Manages to find King once more. King steps forward practically the first time in the game. Anderton once more. Better play by Spurs. King goes around Dunn. Plays it into Anderton once more. Seeger free down the left-hand side. That's where the ball's going. First touch. Takes it around Gillespie easily. Seeger here. Plays it in towards Poyet. Has to sort his feet out. Poyet with a shot. Wonderful save by Friedel again. And it needed to be as well.
Yeah, it's a great save there from Friedel there. Poyet just sized it up there and put a great shot in, but Friedel made a great save.
I mean, that was practically the best move in the match, wasn't it?
Great feet though from Seeger when he went round Gillespie there.
So it's a corner to Spurs down the left. Anderton will take it deeper, looking for Poyet, and easy for Friedel. It's been one of those games, Stuart, when you just think one side's getting on top and then the balance of play switches again.
Yeah, it's been, like I say, it's been end-to-end stuff. I mean, one mistake, like Annenberg just had one mistake and Poyet hit the bar. It's going to be something like that what wins the game.
Hooked forward early. Spurs, I think, would have been offside anyway. Here's Bjornaby now for Rovers, midway inside the Spurs half. Forward for Janssen. Janssen with King. Neither player really knew where the ball had gone for a moment. King clears, and Rovers have a throw. On the bench for Rovers, Curtis, Hignett, Marn, Yordi and Miller. The Spurs can bring on the likes of Sergei Rebrov, who's never really settled fully at White Hart Lane, I think. Keller, Everson, Davis we already mentioned, and Gardner's another young Spurs defender. Bjornaby with the throw. King time to clear it up towards Ferdinand. Heads it on looking for Sheringham. Berg clears again. Sherwood in midfield. Anderton to Poyet. Let the ball run. Which wasn't a good idea. And Berg will tidy up once more.
Yeah, Tottenham definitely look a lot rackled at the moment. They're not getting the passing game going.
Long ball out by Berg. King needs to judge this. Gets there first. Heads it down again. Almost let Janssen back in. Cole with a chance. And Andy Cole's put Rovers ahead again. Dreadful Spurs defending. King had 3 chances to clear that. And in the end it fell to Cole. And 73 minutes gone. I can't even tell the time. 68 minutes gone. Rovers are 2-1 up. Doesn't really matter, does it?
Yeah, awful mistake there, Chev, from Ledley King there. He hesitated on the ball. Andy Cole got there, and it was only like an half shot, but it was just wide of Sullivan and went into the bottom corner.
So Rovers,
like I said, I think Rovers deserve to be 2-1 up as well. I think they've been the better side second half.
Andy Cole was talking about getting a goal in the Winter Cup final before the game, and he's added a goal in this competition to that. Well, this sets us up because we've got a quarter of the match left, Stuart, and Spurs can't stay back now. They've got to push forward.
Oh, they've definitely pushed forward now. I'm surprised if Everson doesn't come off the bench now. I think they'll have to change it because they've got 1 or 2 players who are not firing now. People like Sheringham had a disappointing second half, and Seeger.
Thatcher long ball forward, and that Poyet miss, as it turned out, Stuart, off the post, could be crucial here.
Well, that's what I said. I said it would be a mistake, and Ledley King hesitated on the ball, and that's what happens in football.
Taylor back defending for Rovers down the right, looking for Cole. Sherwood tries to help it on. To me, the player who's been most disappointing for Spurs is Poyet. He's not been in the game at all, has he?
Only, like I said, when he hit the bar. I mean, he just flashed in and out of the game, hasn't he? And this Rovers just got to keep it tight for this next 5-10 minutes. Don't let Tottenham, score a goal again like they did first half.
King 25 minutes gone, second half. Sherwood looking for Ferdinand, onside down this right-hand side. Brings it down. Feeds it in towards Anderton. Thought about the early cross in, gets the ball in now. Decent ball towards the far post. Seeger! He should have done a lot better. He's basically bisected the corner flag in the goal, and that was a crystal clear chance for Spurs.
Yeah, fantastic ball from Anderton there to the far post. And the left foot that Seeger's got, the technique, you expect that to go flying in the corner, but he got it all totally wrong.
It's a dreadful finish in the end. He had time to bring it down as well.
Yeah, but I've seen him hit them balls like that, and they generally flash in with the left foot what he's got.
I wonder if we're going to see a change at the moment. Seems to be a lot of activity on that far side.
I think Alan Barnes warming up over there. Maybe Mark Hughes might be struggling a little bit in midfield now.
Well, you've done well if you can spot from that distance, Stuart, because I certainly can't.
Yeah, I think it's Alan Barnes who's been warming up constantly. I mean, Mark Hughes does look very, very heavy-legged at the moment.
Free kick to Rovers on this near side. Bjornaby will take it. Can Rovers push forward and finish the game off? Bjornaby looking for Cole with a header. And it was looping and Sullivan just plucked it out of the air, but Cole certainly finding joy up against Perry at the moment.
Yeah, that could have gone in the top right-hand ball corner there. Great ball again from Bjornaby. I think Bjornaby's done very well this afternoon. So he's just come back from his illness and everything. He's had a very steady game at left back. So Rovers are making a substitution now, I think.
26 minutes have gone in the second half. We haven't seen any subs so far. Both officials involved on the far side. Plays going on for the moment. Taylor with the throw. Poyet heads it on. Sheringham looking towards Ferdinand. Got the ball stuck behind his feet for a moment. In goes Anderton. Now Poyet once more. Sheringham heads it down. Anderton's onside. Play the ball back in. Comes off Johansson for a Spurs corner.
That was great defending again from Johansson there, because if that ball had gone in there, Ferdinand was coming in against Sheringham. That was great defending from Johansson.
So, corner kick down this right-hand side. In fact, it's gone out for a throw. Taken by Tarico, headed on by Poyet at the near post, and Friedel with a save. Colliding with the Spurs player, I think Teddy Sheringham at the same time. And in the end, that's just basically a goal kick, Stuart.
Yeah, that was good defending again from Bradfield, and he come and collected the ball there and knocked Sheringham out of the way.
Spurs just having a better spell at the moment.
Yeah, well, obviously they've got to come forward now, and 68 minutes gone, like you said. I mean, they'll have to come forward a lot more now.
Flag's going up for offside as Friedel palms it clear. I can't see how they could have been offside there, but the flag went up straight away.
I think that was a bad decision there, but
Friedel took a bit of a knock as well, Stuart. Dave Fever's going to come on again.
Yeah, I think Rovers are making a substitution there. Yeah.
Indeed, it's
Matt Janssen.
We can only assume Janssen hasn't been fully fit.
Yeah, he must have been struggling with his fitness. I think that's the only reason, because he's had a good afternoon as Matt Janssen.
28 minutes gone, second half, and Jordi gets his first touch for Rovers.
What a fairy tale this could be if he could just get a goal on his debut.
Well, he's quite strongly built. It could be quite a physical battle.
Yeah, he looks quite a big lad as well. Yeah, he's supposed to be very good in the air.
Friedel then with the free kick for Rovers. Thatcher beaten in the air straight away by Jordi. Done with a follow-up shot is well wide, but the referee's not particularly happy. I think he's seen an infringement anyway. But I mean, Perry's strength at the back, Stuart, for Spurs is really on the ground. His pace is certainly not in the air, is it?
No, he's not a big lad, no, and he struggles in the air. He does compete, but they have missed Richards a lot of this afternoon at the back.
So Spurs with the free kick. Sullivan to take it. 74 minutes played. Rovers lead 2-1. Sheringham almost got on the end of that. Good defending again by Johansson. Cleared away for a throw on the far side. Can Tottenham raise themselves in one final go at this, I suppose?
I'm surprised they haven't made their substitution yet, but I would have thought he'd maybe leave it to the last 10 minutes, and I'm sure Everson will come on. They'll take maybe a defender off and just push another striker on.
Well, Perry forced all the way back to Sullivan. He clears upfield. Headed out by Johansson again. King for Spurs, back to Sherwood. Help forward straight away, looking towards Ferdinand. The bounce is kind though to Berg, and Rovers clear again. Sherwood in the centre up against Yordi. Sheringham brings it down, plays in Perry, all a bit tight though for Spurs at the moment. Thatcher's ball forward, looking towards Poyet, that's going to drift behind for a goal kick. Berg wants it to go, and so it does. Just for the moment, Spurs have lost a width, Stuart, and it's playing into Rovers' hands.
Yeah, I think Rovers are going to make another substitution as well. You can see one player on the far side just got stripped off. So
yes, if we had binoculars, we'd get them out to try and identify who that player is on the far side. I think it could be Craig Hignett, but we'll wait to confirm now. Goal kick from Friedel. Yordi goes up in the air. Cole can't get on the end of this one though. Clear to Poyet now. A bit more promising here. Played through early towards Ferdinand. He's got Sheringham wide on the left hand side. Berg across there. Ball's played into it, but tried the shot in the end. And Friedel just pulled it away for a corner kick.
Yeah, tremendous save again from Brad Friedel. He's really kept Rovers in the game. He's made 2 or 3 fantastic saves.
The Spurs pushing for the equaliser. Corner down this right-hand side. 14 minutes left. Seeger will take it left-footed. Ferdinand at the near post. Sherwood in the centre. Played in deeper. Friedel palms it away. What's been given here? It must be a goal kick. Must be a free kick.
Yeah, he's given a foul on the goalkeeper there.
So here's a chance for Rovers to make the change. I can't even see the full officials board. It's so far away on that far side. It's Craig Hignett coming on, isn't it? And is that Gillespie going on?
Yeah. That's a surprise as well, because I think Keith Gillespie's kept him on the back foot a lot this second half. But obviously he may be struggling with some injury as well.
So Hignett goes down the right-hand side of midfield. And only 13 minutes to go now. Rovers lead by 2-1. Friedel with the kick. That goes Yordi, headed clear by Tarico. Poyet can't get on the end of it. Now, perhaps Rovers can benefit here. Here's a first touch for Hignett. Taylor coming forward down the right, allowed to run for some distance, goes for the 1-2. Taylor inside the box, squares it. Chance here for Yordi, goes down inside the box. He's not going to get a penalty.
Great play from Taylor there. That's a free kick, it's got to be.
Foul on Duff, I think, by Tarico. That's going to be a booking as well, I think. I don't think Tarico was booked earlier for a challenge.
No, that was a really silly challenge there. Just went straight through the back of Darian, though. But just before that, Taylor played a great 1-2 there, and he was very unlucky not to score there. And the ball went to Yordi there, he went down, but it wasn't a penalty, but it was a great play from Taylor.
It's a free kick to Rovers. Eats away a bit more time as well. 12 minutes to go. Leading by 2-1.
And Tottenham, I think, are going to make a substitution now as well. Is it Davis who's coming on, yeah?
I think it has to be. It doesn't have any to change something. And is it... I can't see who's going off, but it is the number 29, Simon Davis, to come on. And it's Christian...
took
Tarico off, yeah.
Well, I think he'd have got sent off if he'd stayed on, because I think he's really totally lost his head.
So that's a straight 1-for-1 swap. The Welshman comes on for the final bit of the game. He's got some defending to do straight away though. Rovers free kick, Bjornaby to take it. And in it goes, over the top of everyone. At the far post is Yordi again. Using his height. We can see just what a physical presence he is, and defences will have a difficult time with him in there.
Yeah, if people like Bjorn can deliver balls like that, I'm sure he'll get some goals for Rovers, and in the 12 games they've got, it looks very, very good in the air.
Goal kick to Spurs with 11 minutes left. Headed on by Anderton. Sheringham trying to find Seeger down the left. Back to Anderton again. Credit to Rovers for keeping Anderton and Poyet very quiet during this match. And once more, another Spurs move breaks down. Taylor tries to get them coming forward again. Challenge from behind. That really should be another yellow card. Clumsy challenge by Seeger.
Yeah.
And really in that situation, should be a yellow, and that's what it is.
Yeah, another silly challenge. See, 1 or 2 of the Tottenham players have got a little bit rattled now since Rovers scored the second goal.
Free kick to Rovers. Again, it's ekes into the time remaining. Just 10 minutes left. Friedel with the kick. Thatcher and Yordi, real handful. King clears. Hughes, Taylor, Anderson does his best to give it away. Poyet can't get on the end of it. Dunn plays it through and Cole's offside. And I think the referee's going to allow it to be taken basically as a goal kick for Sullivan here. Looking for Ferdinand again, straight down the centre, up with Sheringham. Ferdinand seems to be climbing there. Nothing given, Rovers clear. Duff, not seen too much of Damien Duff in the second half. Back to Bjornaby, chips it forward. They are onside. Perry comes across and we should get there first. Just hooks it straight up in the air as much as anything else, but gets into touch on this near side. Throw to Rovers for Bjornaby to take. Now here's Duff once more. Bjornaby tricks Davis. Now can he get the ball in towards the far post? Sullivan with Cole trying to make the attack. Sullivan was fortunate to grab onto that.
Yeah, very unlucky there on him. Just a slight too near the goalkeeper, but it was a good run from the fullback.
Sherwood wide to Anderton. Sheringham can't keep hold of it though. And Rovers through Johansson clear again. Sherwood feeds in Davis. Just a chance to come forward. Sheringham again. Put into the Spurs number 14, Poyet. Poyet can't quite get there. Sherwood does. Nothing wide for him though. Finally King makes his way forward. Cole comes back with him. King with Cole making the challenge. Cole's robbed him by the corner flag. Now what happens? Plays off the Spurs player and Bjornaby puts it out for a throw.
Yeah, good tackling back there from Andy Cole there. I mean, it's showing he wants to win this game. He come back there and tackled Ledley King right in the corner flag.
Throw to Spurs down this near side. Davis to take it. Only 8 minutes to go. Berg was the favourite with the header. Falls towards Anderson. Tries to chip it back in. Must be offside. Sheringham must have been offside when that ball's played through.
Yeah, the
flag goes up.
The linesman had his flag up well before Anderson put the ball through. Yeah.
It just doesn't quite sit for Darren Anderson there. Really wants it to fall for him to take a shot, didn't they?
That's right. Yeah.
Well, Stuart, only 7 minutes to go now.
Yeah, well, I think they wrote, Tottenham are making a substitution now. It must be Everson who's coming on.
Meanwhile, upfield Cole. Yordi with him. Back to Dunn instead. Dunn goes on a run. Plays in Duff down the left-hand side. Chance to get the ball back across for number 3. Yordi. Great challenge by Thatcher. Smothered it just when it looked as though number 3 was coming.
Great football from David Dunn and Damien Duff again there. They opened up the Tottenham defence again, and Yordi was very unlucky. Good defending from Perry there. The Rovers look more likely to score than what Tottenham do at the moment.
Thrown to Rovers, might be held up for this second Spurs substitution. Well, that's a long way away again. It's Everson who's coming on. I think Poyet's going off. And I have to say that Gus Poyet has disappointed me a great deal this afternoon.
Yeah, it's not been his afternoon, and he's had that one chance like what he hit the bar with, but he's not had the best of games.
Rovers down by the corner flag on that far side. 6.5 minutes left. Spurs need to get the ball. It's out of play. It's a Rovers throw, but it's one of the two tempers swaying a little bit, showing him an Anderton back there. Played in trying to get David Dunn involved. Spurs should clear at this time. Thatcher's ball out. Everson gets underneath it. Ferdinand goes in with a challenge. Throw to Rovers again. Just 6 minutes left. Rovers 2, Spurs 1. And at the moment, Stuart, we're looking at Rovers in the UEFA Cup next season.
Well, it's great. It's a fantastic achievement for Rovers, isn't it? And as well, it'll give them a good boost for next week's game at Bolton. It'll give them a tremendous boost.
5 minutes still to go though. Here's Ledley King, forward it goes. Ferdinand picks it up, Sheringham looking to release Davis down the right. Gets a chance to have a run at Bjornaby, goes past Bjornaby easily. Got danger here, and then good covering work by Damien Duff. Davis picks it back up again. Wants it back on his right foot, tries to take Duff on. Tries to get the ball back in, but it's already gone behind for a goal kick. And crucial defensive work there by Damien Duff, because Simon Davis left Stigbione for dead.
Yeah, I think Damien Duff now in this last 6 minutes, he'll have to defend a lot with Bjornaby now, because Davis, and that's what he'll try and do, try and get to the byline for crosses there. And they can just hang on now this next 5 minutes, Rovers. There's no reason why they can't. I can see Rovers maybe getting the third goal, because Tottenham pushing more and more men forward now, and there are going to be gaps at the back.
Friedel lines up the goal kick. 5 minutes left. Sherwood doing efficient sort of tidying up job in midfield for Spurs this afternoon. Back to Sullivan. Berg goes up, wins the header comfortably. Hignett not really been in the game so far. Berg, Hughes again, Hignett down the right. Spurs having to backpedal. The ball's played in first time early, but that's going straight behind for a goal kick. So 4 minutes to go. And who do you think's a candidate for a Rovers man of the match today, Stuart?
Well, I think Keith Gillespie's had a good first half, and second half as well he did very well. But Edinburgh overall, I think he's defended very well at the back, and he's kept Sheringham very quiet and quiet.
You realise, of course, if it stays at this scoreline, I'm sure Andy Cole will get it, won't he? For scoring the winner. Davis to Thatcher on halfway. 3.5 minutes left. Seeger back to Davis again. Anderton easily dispossessed by Hughes, holds it up for the moment, then plays it on the far side. 3 against 3 here for the moment. Dunn goes around the first man, still going inside the box, tries a shot, and the shot in the end from Craig Hinnan, I think, was straight at Sullivan. Yeah,
very lucky though, good feet again to get into a shooting position, but he hit it straight to the keeper. Chances like that are going to come for Rovers a lot now, because like I said, Tottenham are pushing all the men forward now.
Yordi, foot in by Perry. Spurs again though don't have a lot of width here. King lays the ball forward, Everson chasing up against Berg, heads it back infield. Davis just about gets a touch on it. Into Sherwood, he's looking left towards Seeger again down the left hand side. Seeger slips, picks himself back up, chips the ball in. It's looking a bit deep for Ferdinand. Where's it going to fall? Duff clears, and the Spurs fans sense that they need to get something back very quickly here. 2.5 minutes left. Rovers 2, Tottenham 1. Throw in from Davis in towards the near post. Flicked on and then cleared away as far as Anderton. Davis is still wide. Ball's played back in again, headed back out. Again, Spurs lacking width. Davis down the right hand side. Anderton goes outside him. Davis on the left foot, not the best of balls in. Headed back down there by Ferdinand. Peels for handball inside the box. Graham Paul's not going to give it. And then, they're falling inside the area. Teddy Sheringham goes down. My first view was it was a penalty. It wasn't given, and Rovers have a chance to break. Here's Yordi down the left-hand side. Could be a critical moment at the end of the game. On 88 minutes, play back into the centre, and Spurs should clear through Seeger. What do you think of that incident, Stuart?
Well, I'd like to look at it again. It did look like a penalty, but the referee wasn't far away, and he waved his hands up straight away.
Ball played in for Everson with a header. Great save by Friedel from Ferdinand. Goodness me.
That was a tremendous save again from Brad Friedel. Absolutely unbelievable.
Well, you talked about various players. Brad Friedel's putting himself in the frame for man of the match here.
Well, with that save there, I mean, that's kept Rovers in the game. And tremendous save.
Nervous last minutes. 1 minute of normal time left. Duff wins the throw for Rovers on this near side. Well, we had the Sheringham appeal for the penalty, and it was a penalty. He was clipped inside the area. I think there was very little doubt it should have been a penalty.
Yeah, but like I say, he was only a few yards away, and he waved his hands up right away.
Now Rovers forward. What's Graham Paul going to give here? Tells players to calm it down. Well, we can only call it as we see it. It looked like a penalty when we saw it, and then we saw the replay, and I must admit, I'm amazed that wasn't given.
There was some controversy after the game, and we're showing the video over and over again after.
Bjornaby with the throw. Cole heads it back. Bjornaby hadn't read Cole's intentions. We've got 20 seconds, Stuart, of normal time left here.
Yeah, just got to keep the shape now, Rovers, and just get it in the corner flags now and just hold it up.
An amazing game this has been. Chested down by Ferdinand. Play forward, looking for Everson to chase. Berg should just about get there. Everson makes it his though. needs support, played in early, probably too early, taken away from Friedel. Now it's on a back pass. It's going to be a free kick to Rovers for the shove on Friedel. Well, again, it wasn't very convincing defending.
The fourth official has indicated there'll be 3 minutes.
So there's 3 minutes to play, as I'm sure you could hear.
Yeah, like I said, Rovers just got to, like I said before, is going to keep the shape now and try and get the balls in the corner flag and just try and hold it up. Get people like Andy Cole holding up in the corner flag.
Friedel then with the kick. Thatcher with the header. Should fall to Rovers. Down that far side for Higner. Yordi gets a touch. David Dunn pushing forward. How he'd love to finish the game off. Try to find Cole. Spurs haven't cleared it though. Cole once more. Back into Duff again inside stoppage time. Goes for the far post and butts it wide.
Yeah, good interplay again there, but Andy Cole was on his own there again. As Damien Duff could have looked up there, Andy Cole was on his own there.
A minute into time added on at the end of the game. Rovers 2, Spurs 1.
It'll be a good night in Cardiff tonight if they can keep this result going.
Sullivan falls in midfield for King. Ferdinand, bit short that touch to Sheringham. King will pick it up though. Now maybe a last chance for Spurs to come forward. Berg, clearance goes to Seeger on the far side. Seeger tries to get around his man, past Taylor easily, gets the ball in, great ball in. Oh, almost an own goal off Henning Berg. And picked up by Everson on this near side. Everson charged down, still goes inside the area. Sheringham, back it goes, shot miscued. And how on earth he didn't get a shot in there, I've no idea. Rovers really over the place at the back. Yeah. 2 minutes into stoppage time.
Just need people like Enenberg now to, just keep a steady head there at the back.
Flicked inside the area again. Rovers this time can't clear it though. Do clear it eventually. Sullivan, the only player back inside the Spurs half. Whistles from the Rovers fans. 2 minutes of time added on play. Forward it goes, all the way through to Friedel. Well, that might be it, Stuart.
Yes, hope so, Gary.
Controversial incident towards the end with that penalty that wasn't given. But it looks at the moment like Andy Cole's. What a bizarre pass that was from Cole. All the way back into his own half. Dunn looking for the free kick. And referee's given it, I think.
I'm going to knock this ball now straight in the corner flag.
Graham Souness just organised, and that's exactly what he's telling his players, isn't it?
Get it down the corner flag and just hold it up.
Rovers taking their time about this free kick.
That's it. That's a great ball.
In towards Cole, down by the corner flag. Thatcher with him.
Just keep hold of it.
Cole with Higner. Yordi waits in the centre. Could be a chance for a third goal here. Pulled back across. Comes off the defender. Rovers really should have let that go for a corner. Done. Back to Cole again. I make it time up. Referee Graham Poll checks his watch. Cole in possession on the far side. He's blown his whistle and Rovers have won the Worthington Cup here at Cardiff. What an amazing afternoon. The Rovers fans celebrating on the far side. Graham Souness with Phil Borsma hugging each other on the far side. Andy Cole with the winner in the second half. What an afternoon, Stuart Metcalf.
Oh, it's a great achievement. I've never witnessed anything like this in all my career. As long as I've been involved with Blackburn Rovers. It must be great for Graham Souness and all the backroom staff and everything. It's tremendous. It's a tremendous achievement.
The Spurs players are devastated. They're down on the floor.
Yeah.
I'm sure they will point to that penalty shout right at the end. Rovers rode the look at the end, but really took the chances throughout the 90 minutes.
Well, that's football. Like I say, it's all about taking a chance. I think Rovers have fully deserved to win it anyway, second half. They look more the positive the team. There were too many of Tottenham players on the day didn't live up to their expectations on the day.
Yeah, we talked about that. The likes of Poyet and Anderton in particular were very disappointing.
Sheringham are very disappointed today, but full marks. I mean, second half, Rovers come out the more positive side. They attack straight away from the second half, and it's a fantastic achievement for the town and everything, and for the supporters. Tremendous.
And have a word about Brad Friedel as well, Stuart.
Well, I said now, I was saying Edinburgh, but after that save he made from Ferdinand in the last minute, to me, he's got to get man of the match.
Cameras, light bulbs flashing all around us. They're setting up the stand, ready for the presentation. The Worthington Cup logo's gone back into the centre circle. It'll take us a few minutes to sort this out, but Rovers players and officials are hugging each other. I can see Graham Souness down there with Mark Hughes, and Mark Hughes lasted a full 90 minutes.
Yeah, he's doing very well. Full watch to his fitness, Mark Hughes. I was a bit before the game. I thought he might struggle, but he's done very well. Every one of Rovers players can be very proud of themselves this evening.
To take the winners' podium. To receive their medals, their handshakes. And now, the recipients of the Alan Harper Man of the Match Award, Blackburn Rovers,
That completes the set.
Yeah, I thought the lads put in a terrific performance today. It wasn't overawed by the occasion at all. People say we can't make the day up today, but I think we proved a lot of people wrong.
And you scored as well.
Yeah, that tops it off, doesn't it? But the lads winning today. Hopefully that sets us off now for the rest of the season. We can go and carry on winning now.
Well, let's have a look at the medal. You've waited a long time for it.
Yeah, I've not played many games in the competition, so
2 grids.
Here we go.
Yeah, it's tremendous. Great day, a great atmosphere, and chuffed to bits. What's he giving it?
And a great goal as well.
Well, I wouldn't say a great goal, but
Well, they're all great in cup finals, aren't they?
yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's tremendous. I'm chuffed to bits, and the lads have been brilliant, so thoroughly deserved.
Not bad, is it?
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was. We're lucky today. Brad was fantastic. Great save. So to score 2 great goals. Cole and Matty, fantastic.
If you look around the whole team, everybody gave 110%.
Yeah, you have to in a cup final. You only get not many chances to play in a cup final, so we gave it a go today. Not our best day, and great to win.
You came to Blackburn Rovers and you said you wanted to help get promotion to the Premiership. Did you ever dream that you'd also be getting a Cup Winners' Medal?
Yeah, you never know. When as soon as a manager, you know, I tend to get to the cup final, so you always had a hope, you know. And when the main thing last year was to go up, and the main thing this year is to stay up. And if you can get a win a cup final along the way, then that'd be great, you know.
People call me fat. I don't think so. Yeah.
Yeah, you want some of that?
Let's start that one again, eh?
David, 22 and a Cup Winners' Medal.
Yeah, hopefully there'll be many to come as well. No, brilliant day, and really enjoyed it, as did all the lads. So hopefully we can go on and
Sorry, you were saying it's an absolutely great day.
Yeah, I mean, as you say, 22 to get a medal like this. You know, some players go on all the career to get this. So I'm delighted.
Gary, proudest man off the pitch.
Yeah, I'm made up for the lads. Obviously, it's brilliant. Worked hard to get here, and over the 90 minutes, we deserve to win it.
What was it like sitting out such a tense match? Did you kick every single ball?
Yeah, I did, because I was desperate for the lads to win, and you know, you can see from me, first in here, delighted, and we've got to kick on in the league now and make sure we're safe.
Well, I mean, man of the match was just a phrase or whatever. I think all the lads deserve the trophy today. You don't win with one player. Great performance. We've been in a poor run of form, but as of late, and we put it behind us and we came out and we did a tremendous job today.
Days like this always do, you know. I've had four losers' medals, and to get a winners' one finally, I'm absolutely delighted.
You must have thought at this stage in the career maybe it wasn't ever going to come.
What are you trying to say? I'm too old?
No.
What do you mean by that? That's a big laugh, yeah?
This could well be.
That's a big laugh.
This could well be the last time Craig Hignett appears in a cup
It might
final.
be the last time Craig kicks a ball. You never know what's going to happen tomorrow, do you? I might get run over by a bus. But if it is, what a way to end it all.
I don't need to prove anything. You know, the only thing I need to prove is possibly things to myself. I don't need to prove anything to anyone else. Maybe my family. It's something as a professional you go out to do. And we want, you know, you enter competitions at the beginning of the year and you want to try to win them, and we were fortunate enough to win one of them.
Yeah, I was delighted to take part today. I was told about a week ago that I might be involved, so I just enjoyed it.
And another winners' medal.
Yeah, well, we rode a luck at times. Brad made some fantastic saves, but overall I think we were always a threat during the game and created a lot of chances, and I mean, you come to a place like this, you've got to win the game. It's a journey to get here, but once you get here, you've got to win, and that's what we've done.
I know it's probably very cliche, but to come to Wales, Millennium Stadium, where you manage the national side, and to win a winners' medal, it must have an extra special bonus for you.
Well, any medal you win is special, but obviously good effort. But obviously this place is a wonderful venue, and it holds a lot of great memories, and hope in the future I'll have more memories here, but keep that finger. So it's a special day today, special day.
You know, we did a lap of honour for an hour, I think, today, because there's not too many days like this. Yeah, I'll be digging the passport out and, you know, back in Europe again.
Yes, I am very happy. The players have got
That's fantastic for everybody involved in the club. You know, it gives us European football next year. You know, and you know, you want to play at the highest level, and hopefully, you know, we can have a good season next year. You know, and do very well in Europe.
And everybody said, you've got a ham sandwich on your shoulder at the moment.
All right.
Everybody said, as the underdogs, really, Spurs only needed to turn up to win.
Yeah, you know, that gave us a boost, so it did. You know, we knew people were saying we were the underdogs. You know, so we knew that on our day we can match anybody, and you know, today everybody performed to the maximum, and you know, as you can see, everyone's delighted.
Yeah, it's up in always feels fantastic. First season, everything, so magnificent, brilliant.
You can't have dreamed this could happen.
What's that?
You can't have possibly dreamed that this might happen.
No, I had no idea at all when I came. So you know, and now we won the Worthington Cup. So. Feels absolutely brilliant right now.
There's special moments, you know. You can't I don't think anybody you've spoken to in here today can really describe how they feel. It's been fantastic.
No, the lads were brilliant today, brilliant.
From your own point of view, you played Mark Hughes, you said he's a veteran. I bet you'd have loved to have been on today.
Oh, I'd love to have been there side by side with him. Love that, but those days have gone, unfortunately. Now I'm enjoying it as much as I've ever played, but it's a special day for us. Special day for this football club as well. Special day for the supporters and a special day. I know that Jack's family were here. Now hopefully it's a special day for him as well.